Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Cleo. If you've been here before, hello, how are you? So recently I put in the community chat asking if you wanted me to talk about the thoughts I've had while losing weight or friendship breakups. It's 50-50 and today is my weigh-in day, so I thought it was just fitting to record this. Just to catch you up, from 2021 to most of 2022, I had a series of events in my life that just led me down a dark hole. I became severely depressed, never left my apartment, gained over 100 pounds while I was already morbidly obese, causing me to be almost immobile. Towards the end of 2022, I had a friend who reached out to me. I was explaining my whole situation to her, and she was telling me she was moving and asking if I wanted to move with her. So I said yes. Since moving with her, I had lost almost 30 pounds on my own, and then I felt comfortable enough to start going to a doctor. When I went to a doctor, she put me on Trulicity injections, and since being on it, as of today, I have lost a total of 35 pounds on it, and altogether since moving to today, I have lost a total of 64 pounds. So my first thought is, I feel like I haven't accomplished anything. I can tell the difference in my stamina, the way I wear clothes, just the certain way I move. I can tell like there's a difference. But internally, I still have this thought in the back of my head that I didn't lose it, or it's still there, or the scale's lying to me. Maybe the scale is in an uneven part of the house and the scale's just, this isn't correct. My second worry, this isn't really a current worry, but it was a worry I had when I started losing weight, but it was loose skin. So I am actually starting to see that. When I was living in Los Angeles, I was, one, taking the wrong medication, and two, not physically moving. So my weight, not physically moving, wrong medication, I had developed edema. But because of that, I just kind of just had parts of my body that kind of looked, let's just say, deformed, for lack of a better term. Once I got on a better medication, started to become a little bit more active and losing the weight, parts of it are just starting to decrease, of course, but then, you know, the loose skin is still there. I can tell in my arms, they're a little more droopier, a little more wrinklier, like my stomach, my legs, like I can really tell. Best way to put it, because I told my mom this the other day. I finally bought a full-length mirror. You know, that was one of my biggest fears, because I really didn't want to look at myself. I didn't want to look at my body, but I was like, you know what? It's the inevitable. I'm gonna have to do it sometime. So I went in my closet, stood in front of my mirror, and I kid you not, it literally, you know the phrase, it's like the weight is melting off. I literally look like I'm melting. I used to love fashion. I used to love trying on clothes, buying clothes. I have so many cute summer dresses in my closet right now, and I really want to wear them, but I'm just so insecure. And don't get me wrong, I'm always going to put my health first. Losing weight is like my #1 thing. Although I'm insecure about the loose skin, best believe I'm still gonna keep pushing and losing this weight. Another thought I have is purposely avoiding tasks that I think I won't have enough stamina for. Before, when I was, you know, damn near immobile, when I tell you it was a struggle to just walk to the bathroom, struggle to walk to the kitchen, you know, I couldn't stand more than maybe a few seconds. Standing maybe 2 minutes felt like 10 minutes. I try to force myself when I'm alone to do certain things. So if I have to clean the kitchen, I don't sit and clean the kitchen. I make myself stand. If I need to take breaks, I'll take a little break, but then get back to it, and I force myself to stand to clean the entire kitchen. If I'm playing fetch with the dog, you know, I force myself to stand up and play fetch with the dog. Does it hurt sometimes? Yeah, of course. But when it comes to doing things in public and not having enough stamina, I've talked about before when I used to go grocery shopping and it just would hurt. And I couldn't, you know, stand and hold my bags, waiting for the Uber, going upstairs, all that. I don't live in a house with stairs anymore, thank God. I just have this fear in the back of my mind, I'm gonna feel that pain again, it's gonna be embarrassing, people are gonna stare at me, I don't wanna deal with that. In the back of my head, I'm just like, oh, you still have the same amount of stamina that you did when you can barely move. Just feeling that pain, I really don't wanna go through. But the only way to not feel that pain is to work through it and be active. So the next two coincide together. So the first one, it's fine, I'm doing so well, I can be bad for this meal. When you've been overweight your entire life, and not just a little chubby or overweight, that type of weight you gained for a reason, not just because you like food, but there are other problems in your life, that type of weight, like me, then you're gonna have slip-ups. It's just gonna happen. You know, you didn't gain this weight overnight, so losing it is not gonna be overnight. When I say a bad meal, I mean I would revert to how I would eat at my heaviest. I would get a huge meal from McDonald's, like, I mean possibly one of the shareable meals in a shake. Mind you, one, it's setting you back with your food addiction. And then two, remember, I'm on Trulicity, and one of the things with Trulicity, when you eat bad things, your body will react. I had horrible heartburn in the middle of the night, and I almost vomited. I was in so much pain from the heartburn at 3 in the morning. I stayed up for almost an hour and I could barely work the next day. And while I was working the next day, I continually had sulfur burps until the next day after that. So for 3 days, I had a reaction from this bad meal that I had. Say I didn't have the reaction I did from Trulicity, for me, that sets me off. So I have that one bad meal, the cravings come back. With that addiction, it's like this little voice in your ear, like your conscience. Magic conch.
Magic conch shell? You mean like this? All right, magic conch. What do we do now?
Nothing.
Oh, hail the magic conch!
It's like this voice in your head continually telling you. And sometimes, you know, you can distract yourself until it goes away and leaves you alone, but sometimes it will continually yell at you. For me personally, it's like if I don't feed it or quiet it, then, you know, it won't go away. Sometimes it could lead me down a path of eating continuously for multiple days, which leads me into my second point, delusionally thinking I can have multiple cheat days. Even when the bad day started and I knew I had to stop, I still had that craving. So I would try to like trick myself. So for example, when I was at the 55-pound mark, I was telling myself, well, I've lost 55 pounds so far, you know, Trulicity's doing what it's supposed to do. We would go out to eat, and in my head, I'm like, oh, I'll just take off the bun. But I'm still eating a whole meal with fries. Or if I got a milkshake, instead of the extra large milkshakes, I would order a medium one, you know? And I was telling myself, well, this is gonna be okay. I ended up gaining 4 pounds 1 week because I thought, well, I've lost so much weight, it's gonna be okay. You know, if I eat this, I'll be fine. Like, it just felt like I was at my goal, because you feel so good, like you've lost this much weight, you know? But good Lord, I'm very proud of the fact of how fast I was able to bounce back. Usually I just tell myself, this is it, you know, you've cheated again, you failed your diet, I guess this is who we are now. I have to remind myself, you have came the farthest you have ever come in your life. You had a setback, sure, but it's not like you just gained back all your weight, you know? Sure, you may have gained 4 pounds. Like I said, you gained all this weight in 27 years. You're not gonna lose it in 6 months. You're not gonna do that. So the last thing for me is being afraid to try new clothes. I have a goal system, and each goal I said I wanted to buy myself something. Once I hit my 50-pound mark, I wanted to buy new clothes. If I got those clothes and they were too tight and they didn't fit, which I know wouldn't really set me back, but it would make me very upset. When you get clothes that you think you can fit into because you've lost all this weight and it's tight, going back to point 1, it just feels like it's confirming you're not actually doing what you're supposed to. You're not losing the weight you think you are. I sucked it up. I got a really cute red skirt, and I wanted to be like one of those cute skirt girlies. I put it on and it fit well, kind of. It was pretty loose in the waist. It was a drawstring, so I could have adjusted it. But it wasn't long enough, and it said it was a long skirt. You know, with my loose skin thing, I really wanted to wear a long skirt, and my ankles were showing, and I just was so upset. I texted my mom, and she was like, did you get regular or did you get petite? And I was like, let me check. I checked, I got petite. See, here's the thing, I'm 5'3", 5'2", 5'3", but my booty, she's a little round. She's a little out there. I'm big in the front and I'm big in the back. So I need regular size. But yeah, for the most part, that's basically what I think about a lot of the times when I'm losing weight. If you are losing weight or have ever lost weight, please put your experience down below if you'd like. I would love to hear from you. I love talking to you all. But yeah, that is gonna be it for me today. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.